participants, if you were waiting for the hot rods from hell to come out, your prayers have been answered. Here they come.
Here we go, the hot rods from hell.
Like I'm back in the Drags in 1966.
I have no idea.
Hello and welcome to Old Bridge Township Raceway Park. I'm Dave Knapp for Summit Racing Equipment, and we want to welcome you to the old-time Drags and Rod Run here at RP, where you are going to see the hot rods from hell in just a few moments here. You can see it behind me, getting ready for round number 1 of competition. If you've never seen them before, they're pretty wild. 200 miles an hour, travel a quarter mile in 6 seconds. Short wheelbase cars means they move around a lot. Hot rods from hell, round 1 coming up right now. They're fired up and ready to go in just a moment here. We are going to see Frank Schuster versus Emil Rolando. Pulling up, getting ready to do their burnout in the water box. Definitely bringing something different to the sport of drag racing, and I think the fan response is pretty good.
I hope so. That's the whole reason why we're out here, is for the fans. We're out here to put on a show, entertain the spectators, and we really love doing it.
The burnout's complete, as you can see from the tire marks on the quarter mile. Emil Rolando and Frank Schuster, they've done their burnouts here. The altercation of Schuster definitely getting loose. If you look at the groove on the track, he was all over the place on that burnout. As they now back up, they're going to back him up into the hot track, the tracks they just laid down with those big back tires. Emil Rolando in the right lane, the altercation, 32 Bantam. Best run of 6:58 at 2:08. Frank Schuster a little quicker for his best run, a 6:50 at 2:09. He cannot get it at the other end. The motor goes away just a little bit. A 6:49 with a 209 miles an hour. Goodyear Lane got it that time. The Hell on Wheels team coming back for the semifinal round goals for the big bucks. And in just a moment here, we're going to see Mark Herbold, the Iron Horse, 23T bucket, taking on Leroy Blackman in the Blue Moon 48 Fiat. They're under the tower.
interesting. It'd be something similar to the old days, but with a little bit more horsepower. So,
starting line fills with smoke. That'll clear out in just a moment. Here as the cars back up.
There's so much power in the car, and that's almost impossible to straight up.
There's no prize for low ET, but it is pride, and definitely everybody wants it. Going into the semifinals, of course, if you run quicker than your competition in the next round, you will have lane choice. Not real important today so far, but you never know who's going to oil a lane and turn it to garbage. So everybody looking for the lane choice, and of course, looking for the wind light as they back up. The crew out there showing them exactly where to stage up this vehicle. The final job of the crew is to back this car up, and then it will be all up to the driver. Leroy Blackman, the Blue Moon, who has run a best of 7:17, 195 miles an hour. Mark Herbold in the Iron Horse definitely got an ET advantage, running a best of 695 at 195, with both racers looking for their first 200-mile-an-hour pass here at Old Bridge Township Raceway Park. A 7:15, 189 miles an hour, and 8:42 at 154 for the T-Bucket. Obviously having problems the whole way down the quarter mile. Reaction time was late. The car was all over the place. So Leroy coming back for the next round. Blue Moon coming back for the semi-final round.
Every hardcore drag fan knows that hearing the fire up in the pits is just about as much fun as watching them run down the track. It lets us get up close and personal to feel that horsepower bouncing off our chest and smell the fuel. Plus, it serves a real practical purpose for the crew. It lets them check out all the systems, the clutch, brake, transmission, fuel system, everything. Put a little heat in the motor and get them ready for the evening's event. Doug Norbert looks like he's ready. Let's fire it up.
loaded. What do you got?
We've got Ernie here. Ernie, what do you do on the car?
Well, I do mostly general maintenance, and we work on a tune-up together. Neil and I put our heads together on it.
So you kind of like the crew chief?
Kind of like, yeah. Partner and in the car also.
And how about Brian over here? Any particular job, Brian?
Just all around. Wherever I'm needed, I just jump in there. Cleaning to plugs, whatever it takes.
Right. And how about Calvin down there, the big boy?
Well, I'm the old guy. You know, I've been in about 31 years, and when I crashed the police car, couldn't do it any longer. We kind of got together with Neil. Been doing it ever since. So I just stand back, and unless they really need me, I kind of talk to people and just enjoy myself now.
You guys look like you have a good time out here. You're running hard. Crash a police car, build an altar.
Drivers get the signal to fire them up. We're going to hear those alcohol burning motors as we get ready for a great battle here. It is going to be the Bucket of Thunder 23T bucket pulling out into the Goodyear Eagle lane here. That is Carol Hine. Right now you see Henry Hall in the 23T. Next up, we will see Neil Parker, the excavator, 48 Fiat. Listen to the numbers, this car is already run 629, 222 miles an hour. He's going to be taking on Drew DeLevis, 32 Bantam, Rod from Hell. Best run of a 650, well over 200 miles an hour at a 218 mile an hour blast. So both cars, high mile an hour, but mile an hour not quite as important as ET. And pulling out from underneath the tower right now, the 32 Bantam of Drew DeLeva. 650 best run for him at 218 miles an hour in the hot rod from hell with a big wing on back, looking for some downforce at top end. He'll pull into the water and heat up those big rear slicks, taking on the excavator. That is Neil Parker. I want to introduce you to Tommy, your definitely seen the hot rods from hell grow and grow, but what's so different about these cars, especially the starting aspect of them?
Well, the reason I like the hot rods from hell is that they are a short wheelbase car, and that you never know what's going to happen with them when they're going down the track. It's amazing. It's really a lot of fun to not only watch these guys, but to be involved in starting them.
40 Fiat backing up. 32 Vanderbilt Drew D'Oliva also backing up. The crew going to walk out there and show them exactly where his hot marks are. They want to line them up exactly in those tracks. And look for just a little more traction. The groove is so important. As you can see by looking at the quarter mile, you can see that dark strip that runs down the middle of the quarter mile, and that is what the racers call the groove. If you're in the groove, you're good. If you're out of the groove, you're loose. A 646 at 195, but smoke at top end could mean trouble for the excavator coming up in round number 2. Hopefully his crew will have everything okay in the pits, and they will be able to return with that rare red light start in the Winston lane. He's out of there for the rest of the day.
Down that track as quickly as possible and as safe as possible. The Hot Rods from Hell, we have one great group here, and we're just trying to put out a nice show for the people so they enjoy it. The burnouts, and that's one of my specialties, the burnout.
Maryland's historic Cecil County Dragway. Tonight we're going to take you back in time down drag racing's memory lane, but it's definitely the fast lane. What kind of car is the Blue Moon, Leroy?
It's a 48 Fiat Topolino. It's got a 540 Keith Black engine in it with a 1471 high helix blower on top. It also has a Mark Williams chassis, Mark Williams rear, a Power Glide, which does a real good job. We got 17-inch wide tires, 16-inch rims, and it's all chrome moly. We're looking at everything, all the safety features that you can think of in these cars. The mild steel, the harnesses, the fire equipment, everything's top notch. We got tachometers. We got everything you can think of here. It's one heck of a car that we put together here.
And state-of-the-art safety equipment as well.
Yeah, we got to have the state-of-the-art. We're all certified through NHRA, and everything has to be right. The chassis has to be certified yearly. Our uniforms, our clothes have to be checked out. Safety belts that we wear have to be checked every 2 years. Everything has to be safety conscious. You know, you're doing over 200 miles an hour. It's your life in your hands and possibly somebody else if something happens.
So we've got the old-style look, but the late-model equipment.
think we've seen a major resurge in the popularity of these type of cars. Basically through the California Hot Rod Reunion and events that are popping up like that, there's definitely a resurge.
Scott, one thing that I know the fans are going to see tonight is real professionalism. You really push that. What are some of the things that you tell the crews to do out here?
Well, the big thing with Hot Rods from Hell is to give the person that bought that ticket more than their money's worth. And we're into doing side-by-side long smoky burnouts and dry hops and things like that, like the old days when drag racing had some serious character, you know. And, we want to give them a good full pass side-by-side, mid-sixes, over 200 miles an hour.
You like things that kind of get your blood pumping a little bit?
I like things to move a little on the fast side. A little noise, a little action.
You see this growing, the altered Hot Rod from Hell Tour?
It's been growing since I got involved in it, and it seems to be the new wave. I mean, it's bringing back old drag racing like it used to be, with the safety aspect of the sport. You've got a lot of new equipment now. But boy, the cars are snazzy, and the groups are good. Tight-knit organization.
Right, it seems like things are going 180 from the old cars into the corporate thing, and now with the nostalgia events, Hot Rods from Hell kind of going back the other way, isn't it?
Well, that's what the group's about, is back the other way, bringing back the old days, Wild Willie Borsch and flame-out burnouts and smoky burnouts and long burnouts and crowd pleasers. And, I like to bring the crowd to their feet.
Hot Rod from Hell continuously prepared 200-mile-an-hour supercharged motor.
Back on the start line, getting ready for the semifinal action here. It's going to be the Excavator in just a moment, taking on the Blue Moon in the semifinal. That'll be our first pair. The winner going to the final round for the big money. And in our other pair, we're going to have Frank Schuster taking on Harry Hall in the Shenandoah. It is going to be wild. Only one American car left. 3 Fiats taking on the Ford. Fire them up, rev them up, put them in the water box, and burn the tires, heat them up, pull up to the starting line, and first off the finish line is going to get the win here on Wisconsin Racing Park. Round number 2, semifinal round of the Hot Rods from Hell.
Modernization of it and much better equipment, and because in the old days we had to make all of our parts, and it was actually the Stone Age when we first started. I think our wheels was even square at the time.
In the right lane, that is the Blue Moon 48 Fiat of Leroy Blackman.
It's a really great group of guys. We all get along real well together. Everybody kind of helps one another. If somebody needs something, we help one another. And it's a family affair, sort of. We have food, we share the food and everything. We share information on the engines that we have, any problems we have. We always talk to each other about it and get it out in the open. I think it's a real good source for the people to watch, something that's quick, fast. This is what it used to be like, but this is a little bit safer than what it used to be like.
The Excavator definitely the class of the field, holding the ET record. We have a best of a 6:29, 222 miles an hour. Leroy Blackman of SDT all-time of 717 at 195. Still trying to get that third. 200 mile an hour run is what happens here in the semifinal round. Better jump definitely going to the Excavator, and he is out there for the win. A 6:41. Look at the mile an hour. 215 miles per hour. The quickest speed we've seen all day. The crew should definitely be happy about that. Not his best ET, not his best mile an hour, but on a hot day like this, the sun on the track, they have got to be pleased going into the final round.
Let him up!
Beautiful music going to come out of this final round.
They get the signal, and here's the straight right there from the gear. Side built to the action. Frank Schuster is in the Hell on Wheels 37 Fiat. Harry Hall in the Shenandoah 23 T4, the only American car left in competition. That side note I told you about, well, Frank used to actually crew on Harry Hall's car until he said, you know what? Crewing is fun, but driving looks like more fun. And here he is, driving in the semifinal round. Gotta be fun, sit inside that cockpit. Now, these hot rods from hell, they're definitely different than anything we've seen in the regular races NHRA does, and these wild machines, they're not involved in the NHRA races. What's the deal with that?
I think NHRA is afraid of us. I really do. They're afraid we're going to steal the thunder away from their pro stocker and their other classes. I'm sure if they got 20 or 30 of our cars out there, we would.
Well, the fan support is definitely growing for these things. It's like definitely some big entertainment out of the grandstands. I mean, side-by-side races are fun, but when they're side-by-side and the cars are going side to side, it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, we try to put on a nice burnout, you know, and all we can do is put a good show on.
Yep, well, definitely got some nice looking cars, and definitely fun to watch out there. A little wild for some of those conservative folks, but I can tell you guys are having a good time. The fans definitely enjoy it. Final direction by the crew, showing them exactly where to go on the starting line, creeping up very slowly. Lining them up straight, because if you're not lined up straight, you're probably not going to go straight. Does a 660, 207 miles an hour. Close race until about 1,000 foot. 702 with a 1 at 189. Definitely a close race, but a little bit of haze became to come off the car in the Winston lane. Do you feel like this group, Frank, is a throwback to the drag racing of the 60s?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's why Scott Jazak put this whole deal together, to give the fans a taste of what racing was really like back in the 60s, the days with Wild Willie Porsche and, the one-arm steering of the fuel altereds, and those guys were all over the track. And we're out here trying to do the same type of thing and show the fans something that probably most of them have never had a chance to experience. I know myself, I never got a chance to see a fuel altered for real, So here we are doing it, giving them a piece of the 60s at least, and giving them a good entertainment.
Definitely.
Clutch out, she's going to go left, right, straight up, straight forward, you don't know, and then when you shift it, it starts all over again. You don't know what it's going to do then either.
And not much time to think about it either, right?
No. We got upside down in one, and it's been repaired. It's here now. And it's racing again.
The fans love these cars. Do you feel like you might steal the show if we were at a national event?
We did run some national events, and the people really did like the car.
Great.
It was usually, they call it the crowd favorite in most of the magazines, so it's a pleasing.
One of the nasty Fiat body cars out here this weekend is the Excavator. Neil Parker at the wheel, definitely a serious contender. Neil, in your experience in racing, what kind of changes have you seen from the earlier days to what we've got now?
Safety's a big thing, and a lot more power now.
The crowd loves these cars. What's holding them back from being in national events again?
I wish I knew. I think in the early days they were a little dangerous. The wheelbases were shorter. A lot of guys were getting hurt, get killed in them. And I think there was safety on the car out there. It's not safety right now. And I'd like to see them come back.
But a lot happens out there with that light turn swing.
Yeah, it sure does. You have no idea what the car's going to do till you let the clutch out and it tells you. And you just wrestle it back with the lane and try to get it to the other end. happens so quick, you don't really have time to just react to it and hope you get the other one on a straight run.
Well, this is it, the final round, the moment we've all been waiting for. We've narrowed the field down to 2 cars, 2 of the quickest in the place. The Excavator going to be taking on Frank Schuster in the Hell on Wheels. It is going to be wild, and it's going to happen right now. Well, they've gotten the signal to fire up. The Roadsters underneath the tower. Great final round coming up, no doubt about that. Neil Parker has already gone 215 miles an hour. Frank Schuster is run a best of 208 so far. Final round should definitely be good as they pull into the water to heat up those big back slicks for the final round. Scott, the owner, promoter of the Hell on Wheels guys. Well, how did this whole thing come about?
Well, I've always had a love affair with the AA fuel altered, and back around 1985, I saw an article in National Dragsters done by Chris Martin on the wild tour of the Hot Rods from Hell, California Swing, and I thought, hey man, that'd be a great idea to do this, and here we are, we're reliving it now. I've been doing it for 8 years. Bring it on the East Coast. This has got a lot to add to the sport of drag racing, that's for sure. As they now back up from the burnout, the crew putting them right in the groove where they need to be. This is definitely the time nobody wants to make any mistakes. The crew will carefully back them up right in the exact spot where they just did their burnout. Frank Schuster now back over the line, and Neil Parker, the Excavator, backing up. He will be there in a moment. Neil driving a 48 Fiat. Taking on the Fiat deal with his 37 Fiat, known as Hell on Wheels. Performance advantage. Well, if you are a betting man, you probably have to say the Excavator, because he's proven that he can go well over 200, but so has Frank. It is going to be a good final. They stage up and get ready for the Pro 3. Yes, he does. And look at the mile an hour side by side. 200 mile an hour runs, a 627 to a 652. And look at the mile an hour, Scott. 217 to 207. Man, these things have really got some entertainment value to add to the sport of drag racing for sure. There's no question about it. It's an awesome final round. And, man, this is pure drag racing entertainment. You said it.
Wheels up the whole way and stabbing and steering, but nobody really wanted to get out of the throttle because they knew if they did, that 100th of a second would probably cost them the race.
It's all time exciting. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, and there's no time for sitting and thinking because anything can happen.
It's a lot faster than way back when.
It's better than going out and riding around in circles or going out and partying.
Get to go fast. I can dream I'm in the car.
Smell of smoke off the tires, watch them rip down there. Loud. Fun. Crazy. I'm excited.
It's everything. It's the smell, it's the sounds, it's the cars, it's everything. It's the atmosphere, the whole deal. It's a package.
I like everything, man. The speed, the sound, the smoke.
one thing I don't like about it. It's really rambunctious, a little cocky. Right?
Burnout's got to be the ultimate thing about them all, man. The smoke all in the car and everything. Something about the smell. Oh, I love rubber in the mornings. God, I just love the smell of rubber.
They got pretty good drivers, I guess.
The leave is the best part I like. It's about 5 Gs of acceleration.